Croeso, welcome to Calon, Tysul. Hi there, I'm Matt and I'm the manager of Calon, Tysul. This is our reception area. Just through here we've got our fitness suite, cardio equipment and weightlifting and resistance machines. And then this room tends to be used by general sort of members that we have, as well as people who just pay as you go. Then we also run things like the GP referral class in here, which is very popular as well. In here we have things like spin class, yoga class, various different meetings. Sometimes different companies book it out to do interviews or different training courses, that kind of stuff. We have our sports hall, so at the moment you can see it's set up for gymnastics, who are one of the clubs that rents part of the hall. And then we also have various fitness classes running here, including this morning we've got our low intensity circuits class. Less than a year after the place was built, they were talking about having to have help from the county council in order to keep the place going. So, and the main challenge at that point was the cost of oil, which unfortunately nothing has changed from there, because that's one of our biggest challenges now. This is our swimming pool. We've got swimming lessons with schools in at the moment, so we can't film the children unfortunately, but you get the idea. It's a 25 by 10 metre pool. It's heated using an oil boiler, which is one of our big challenges, and one of the things we're most grateful about the help that we've had from the wind farm is to help with those costs over the last few months. So this is the boiler that heats the swimming pool. As you can see, it's a bit of an old one. I think it's 1994, something like that, so it's not the most efficient piece of equipment, and it is powered using red diesel, so it's not an ideal setup because of the cost, but also the environmental factors as well. And then just behind we've also got the air handling unit, this runs off electric. We've just had solar panels installed which are helping with the cost of running this, and we hope that our electric bills are going to come down significantly. This is our solar PV panel system. The solar panels themselves are on the sports hall roof, but this is where it all comes in. So we've got 4 inverters and then we've got 8 batteries down here. So what the thinking is that this is obviously going to help bring down our electric bills and therefore our running costs by quite a bit. And I know part of the reason the wind farm was willing to fund the latest project was because this was in the offing, and it was really a sort of bridging grant to get us through while this was being installed. It got switched on in mid-March, so we have started seeing savings on the electric bill. We're into May now, and obviously with the summer months coming, we hope this is going to be a good time for saving some of our running costs. Yeah, so Calon Tysul is very much part of the community. The name of the centre literally means that the heart of Tysul, and I think that's quite an apt name. The pool was built in the first place by the local community. Everyone rallied together to raise money to help build it. They actually ran out of money as they were building it and had to rope in willing volunteers to finish it off. When there was a big delivery of bricks, they didn't have any labourers to carry them in, so what did they do? They got Form 3 from the school next door to help bring them into the building site. This is back in the 1970s, so things have changed since then, obviously. You know, the base point was definitely the community wanted a swimming pool. They raised a lot of money to realise that, and they were very much about providing swimming for everyone in the area. Later on, the council added the leisure centre, and they ran the leisure centre up until 2017. And then at that point, when the school moved, they decided that they were going to close the leisure centre, and that's the point at which Calon Tysul came into existence, because it was a combination of Tysul Leisure Centre and Tysul Aqua Centre coming together. I've been here since that period, and I really have been struck by the support that we get locally. We've got quite a few willing volunteers who help us. One of our neighbours cuts our grass for us. Someone else collects rubbish. We do clean-up days from time to time where customers and helpers come in. We've also got about 10 or 12 people on our committee they're all volunteers. They're just local people who want to make sure the place keeps going. We've got 300 children in our Learn to Swim programme, plus local primary schools come here for their swimming lessons. It's hugely important for them. The fact that the main language of our swim school is Welsh as well is really important, because without that, I'm not sure if they'd be able to access Welsh medium swimming elsewhere. But also lots of our older users are very passionate about the place, and they speak enthusiastically about the community aspect of it. People realise that it's hard to run this place, and it's not smooth sailing all the time. So I think people are willing to help us out, which is great. So we're extremely grateful from the funding we've had from Brechfa wind farm. In fact, without it, I'm not sure if the doors would still be open. It'd be touch and go for sure. In 2022, it became pretty obvious with rising costs for electric and oil that we were going to be in a very precarious position. We actually had an emergency meeting as a committee and brought down our opening hours for the pool, just to try and make sure we could survive, because our bills had got, well, in case of oil, it had more than doubled the cost per litre. Same with electric, almost doubled, almost tripled in fact, at one point. So it really was very difficult to be able to see how we could make it sustainable. We weren't sure what the future was really, and we made a plea really to the wind farm grant. We had worked with the grant before on another project, and they kindly funded that. So we had a relationship. I think the wind farm had bought into what we're trying to do here, and were aware of our position. So we had a grant where the wind farm have been paying a monthly instalment to us over the last 6 months, and it is a significant amount, we realise that, but it has made us be able to keep going. And it was brought in because we had some things happening with the solar panels project and a heating project for the pool, to help those costs come down, but we weren't there. Those things take time to come in. So the last 6 months or so of having this funding has made sure that we've been able to keep going. We've actually, at one point last year, we brought the pool opening hours down to about 30 hours a week. From about 50. We've brought that back up to sort of 40 odd hours now, just because we've had that little bit of additional funding. Yeah, we're just really grateful for the help that we've had.